Hi guys. I'm Sharon. If you don't know me, if you've never met me, and you're just following my page for some time, I felt like it was time to get on and just have a chat. The world's pretty crazy right now, and I feel like everyone's going through this in their own way, in their own stage. And I feel like it's time for me to share what's been helping me, because if it can help anyone out there, then that's great, you know. And so, where to start? Okay, so some of you guys might know me as a performer, as a dance teacher, a yoga teacher, tarot reader, massage therapist, any of those things. So, and some of you guys might not have a clue what I do, and you've just stumbled across my page. So either way, I just wanted to touch base and try and I've even written some little notes for myself, because otherwise I'll go off track for sure. But what I'm wanting to do is share with you guys how I have been processing my emotions, because this is something that I feel like I've worked on pretty hard for the last few decades. And right now, some of this could be useful for you guys. So I thought I would share my knowledge and what has helped me. This may not particularly help you, but it might. So starting with the processing of emotions, what I find is the best thing that has helped me recently is to actually sit with your emotions and acknowledge them. Don't try to suppress them. Don't try to suppress your fear, your anger, your anxiety. I think a lot of people are scared to sit with it because they feel like they may be overwhelmed with it, which is a possibility if you don't work through the processes. So, and I'm a disclaimer here. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a human being on this planet. But this has really helped me. So, taking the time to sit with your emotions and acknowledge them, and let them flow through you. And you can do this any way that feels right to you. There's no wrong or right way to do this. I like to be outside a lot of the time when I do it. I feel like I'm more connected to nature when I'm doing this outside. But if you're bunkered down in a unit or something, you may not have that option. So, you can do this by journaling. You can do this by just thinking the thoughts and connecting with those emotions, like really connect with them, feel them, allow the tears to flow. This was something that was really hard for me for a lot of years, to allow tears to flow. And so once you get to that place of acknowledging your fears, feeling your emotions, and allowing the tears to flow, I then speak to the universe. I speak to Pachamama, my higher self, whoever, God, whoever you communicate with in your time of need. You really need to connect with that right now, and speak to them. Tell them your worries and your fears, and release them to that higher power. And just take time to do this. Do this all in your own time. It might only take you a couple of minutes. It might take you half an hour, you're just doing this in your own way, in your own time. And then when you feel like you have acknowledged and released as much as you can, then I tend to ground myself. And I ground myself by just becoming aware of my surroundings. Just for a moment, just become really present, become aware of your breath, become aware, if you're outside, of the sounds of the birds, of the breeze on your skin, the sun on your skin, whatever it is, just take that moment to become really present. and ground yourself. And then I shift to gratitude, because gratitude, I don't know, it just shifts everything. It really does. It really shifts how you feel inside. So if you're feeling fearful and you're feeling overwhelmed, going through this process can really, really help you. And so just having gratitude, presence and gratitude really help to shift internally, mentally and emotionally. So yeah, what are you grateful for in this very moment? Go list everything you can think of. Just sit there for a few minutes just listing everything you're grateful for, everything that you have around you, available to you, the people in your life, everything that you can think of. Just go through it. And then I go back to the beauty around me, which helps to ground me and make me present even more. And this is why I like doing it outside, because I feel like, I'm like a little bowerbird. I like collecting pretty things, and then sometimes making art with it. Sometimes, I don't know, guys. Here we go, look. Sticks and stuff on my shelf from, little beach walks and whatnot, whatever. They may become art one day. They may not. They might just sit there as a pretty pile of sticks. Either way, I find that when I go around and I start looking at things, I see patterns. So the other day when I was doing this whole process myself, I was at the beach, and I sat there and I snot cried, and I really let it out. I spoke to Pachamama, and then I went through this whole process, and this is why I've written it down, because it just kind of happened naturally for me, and it really did help. And so when I started collecting sticks, I was collecting sticks with forks in them, with the little... And the more I saw the forked sticks, the more I saw other forked sticks, and I collected a whole bunch of forked sticks. And I feel like as I'm walking around collecting these sticks, I'm getting messages from the universe, from my higher self, from wherever you want to say that's coming from. The messages I got at the time was about, with the fork, is we can go in either direction here. We have the choice to go in the direction of our choosing through this. So I'm choosing to try and stay as centered as possible, to be as aware as possible, take all the precautions possible. I was really struggling last week because my daughter and my husband will still be out working throughout this whole pandemic. Hopefully not through the whole thing, but possibly. So, I needed to process it, So anyway, I found these sticks, and, I just saw them everywhere. And then I got my pile of sticks and I arranged them all over the ground, which was just on a piece of concrete. I actually picked up a plastic wrapper off the sand dune and was walking down to the bin to put it in the bin before I took my sticks home, which is what I was going to do. But I ended up leaving my sticks there because I felt like I got the messages from them. But I took a heap of photos, and I might share them in the comments here too, because I don't know, I got on my forked sticks and I piled them all up, and then I took photos from all different directions, and it was like we are all intertwined and we're all choosing how we deal with this, and we need to honour each other's part of the process and also to support each other through this. And that's why I'm doing this video, because this did help me. I still have moments where I get a little bit fear-based and anxious. And so I have different processes to help me intuitively in that moment what I need. So I had my little pile of sticks, and I took photos from different perspectives, and I don't know why, I just did. But it made me feel like, this is it. It's like we are all in this together, and I'm looking at this thing, everyone choosing their fork, which road they're going down, and how that interconnects. We're all interconnected, and so there is no wrong or right, but there is a place of ease, which is what we want to connect with the most, I guess. for our insanity right now and through this. Then, I just look at the beauty around me. Nature is always talking to us. I have an affinity with insects. I love my little insect friends, and having the awareness, if you guys haven't had the awareness of animal totems, if you see a particular animal that really stands out to you and you see it consistently over a few days, or it's just something that you don't usually see, Google it, look it up. There's often a message in there for you. I have an affinity with praying mantises, and some of my close friends will know that about me. And also, I get lots of grasshoppers, butterflies. I get lots of critters out in my garden, which I love, and they do have messages for us. So that's something that can sort of shine a bit of positivity and give you some awareness of something that you may not have noticed. Another thing is to move your body, stretch, dance, walk. I've been struggling with that for the last week because I have been so in my head, and in my, anxiety levels have kind of increased quite a bit. So I'm trying to make an effort to do that. But when I couldn't do that, I actually found another way to connect, which was to reconnect with my guitar. I haven't played the guitar for a long time. Let's just say that, I've probably picked up a guitar, 3 times in 20 years. My strings are rusty, my fingers are sore, and I'm very slow to learn. I remember now when it comes to playing the guitar, but it's something that it takes so much focus, and it's a challenge, and it's different to the other things that I usually do. So that's helping me. So maybe pick up something that you've not done in a while, or something that you've never done before, and give that a go. That might really help you as well. And also connecting with loved ones. And I think, the best time to connect with loved ones is when you are centered. And if you are, and also if you're really not coping, that is also a good time to reach out and intuit who you need to reach out to, and hopefully your intuition will lead you to the person who is really balanced and can help you rebalance at that time, because I think we all need to help each other to feel as mentally and emotionally stable as possible through all this. So I intend to, and I'm going to put it out there, and hopefully I can follow it up, because you guys probably know I'm pretty shit at social media. It's not my jam. But I do want to share some of the things that have helped me. I've noticed I've got a lot of friends overseas from all my dance journeys who are currently fully locked down. They can't leave the house. People who are in pain, for example. So I want to do some videos on things that you can do for common injuries to help yourself, or if you have somebody there that can help you, and how to improvise with some different tools, using whatever tools you've got around. I've done trigger point treatment on myself in when I was in a spot with a bullet point whiteboard marker. I'm looking at my whiteboard over there, but there's no bullet point. But the bullet point cap whiteboard markers. So you can improvise. So that's what I'm going to try and do, is find some ways to help people. So I'm seeing a lot of people who are stuck at home with sciatica and the likes. So in Australia at the moment, we can still kind of go and get treatments if you are up for it. I'm not doing treatments at the moment. I'm bunkering down for the time being, and just trying to do everything I can to keep my house sterile through this and support my family. That is what I wanted to share. And hopefully it helps you. That's if you feel like you need it, give it a go. And if you feel like you don't need it, and in a week's time, this video will be here and you'll be able to find it. And I thought I would finish off by pulling a card. This is my Auntie Norell's deck. It's called The Rhythm of Life by Indigo Tarot. You can look her up on Facebook. think she's on Instagram as well, on the Indigo Tarot. So I thought I would shuffle us a card and see what we get, just to finish this off nicely. Okay, so we've got imagination. Awareness to the power of your untamed imagination. Undercurrents of wisdom now bring a revelation. Falsehoods and truth revealed, brought to the surface to be healed. Trust your own intuition, not logic. It's all about what you feel, not what you think. So, you know, well, that's kind of nice. It's kind of going along with the theme of, you know, really using your mind in a way that's going to help you through this, not make it more torturous than it needs to be. You know, I think with myself personally, and I think globally, a lot of people are really doing a lot of reflecting of what's important in life. And yeah, I think the world needs it, and it's really, really sad that it has had to come in this form. So hopefully we all come out the other side of this with a lot more awareness and a lot more compassion. And yeah, I'll leave it at that, guys. So I hope this helps you some, and I'll check in with some videos as I get time to do them. And stay well, guys. Stay safe. Aho.